Awesome, awesome, awesome. We are live. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you're watching this live event or recording, thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, are you interested in staying up to date with the latest product updates and know more about the product, about their use cases, and have a direct live Q&A with the founder or their team? Then do not miss out this live streaming events which are happening every week. So, guys, without further ado, let me welcome our today's live show guest, Mr. Suman, CEO and founder Qualetics, and Mr. Sahil, Director of Business Development, Qualetics. So, guys, let me give you a brief introduction what Qualetics is. So, guys, Qualetics is an AI platform which gives you better intelligence about your customers with the help of AI and analytics. So, I don't want to deep dive into it more because Sahil and Sumant is there to explain you everything about the product and they are going to demonstrate the tool as well, if I'm not wrong. Sahil, why don't you quickly summarize what we have covered in the last stream? And Sumant, let us know what you're going to showcase us today. Over to you guys.
Thank you, Swapnil, for introducing us. And it was a really engaging session the last time when we were there on the webinar on Tuesday. And the simple fact about data, let me start from that. The one point which I believe was a key takeaway is that still organizations are only using 20% of the data that they are capturing on a daily basis and analyzing the same in order to improve their product, software, and understanding their users. And that is where, Qualetics is aces, the entire market value proposition, given the fact that we enable you as a web mobile software app owner, you to understand more about your software, more about your users, and more about your product. So, in a nutshell, Qualetics is the data intelligence platform for software applications. Now, we do not only talk about analytics per se, we go one step further. And that step further is we give you a single window experience, which is an AI enabled platform. So, literally, if you are a no analytics organization, you become from a no analytics organization to adopting Qualetics to setting up the foundation for AI powered analytics in a matter of 60 minutes. So that is what we discussed about. I took you through the entire variety and suite of value propositions which Qualetics offers. And today we have Sumant, our CEO, who's going to be taking us through the platform. So while in the last webinar we spoke about what we offer, today you're going to be seeing what we are offering. Over to you, Sumant.
Thank you, Sahil. Hello, everybody. I'm glad to be presenting more about Qualetics. I hope you've seen our previous sessions and know a little bit about Qualetics. But if you don't, as Sahil mentioned, with Qualetics, we want to help software creators, app creators, application creators in improving their software with the help of AI. And where AI comes into picture is it'll inform you how you can identify issues with your user experience. You can also capture additional data about your user behavior. You can also use all of that data to improve the user experience and then create your own internal data warehouse, basically, to create AI-based outcomes in the future. But all of that starts with Qualetics. We have a very simple integration methodology where we provide you with the API and the instructions to embed it into your application. And then from that point onwards, the data gets collected automatically and it starts analyzing the data on your behalf to keep presenting you with new and ready-made insights every day that you can use to learn and improve your product. So I know we have done a lot of talking, so I'll just go straight ahead and start showing the platform. And in order to show the platform, I'll start with a few examples, example sites, and these would be very simple apps, and I would tell you like what the typical use cases would be. So let me share my screen.
Yeah.
And and if let me close everything so that I don't get interrupted with alerts. So as as we have shown in our previous demonstrations, and what Sahil also presented in his presentation, this is a typical dashboard of software quality analytics within the Qualetics portal. There are more types of dashboards, but this is usually the standard default view for many of the users. But before we dig more into this, let me explain a simple setup. Now, as I mentioned, Qualetics is meant for software creators, app creators, and web developers and mobile app developers. What we'll do is we'll look at a simple one-page app. This is what we are doing here is we are just presenting an interface for people to come in, type something, and then allow our AI model, a very specialized classification model, to predict the NAICS code of that category. And this is used in several of our projects where that deal with public data and government certification process. So this is an active model that is actually being used commercially by other businesses. What we have created here is a simple demonstration experience. So here, what I'll do is I'll just put in my name. I'll choose what type of professional I am, and then I'll say, let's say I'll put software development. I'm just explaining what this app does.
Okay.
And as you can see, as I put software development, the model, the backend model is understanding what I've typed here, and then it's trying to classify this into a category of software-related, computer-related services. So this is good. This is how I expect this app to function. Now, this is a very simple app, and many applications, this will just be like one simple module within the whole application. But things can go wrong even in a simple app like this. What I've done is I've created a duplicate of this application here, and this is intentionally done to not work. So I do the same thing here, and I press software development. I click the button, nothing happens. And nothing is happening because there's some error on this page. So that's what's happening there. So it's not letting me go. Now I know this is intentional simulated, so I know what the issue is here. But in a real scenario, there could be hundreds of such issues that are happening on your application, on your website. How would you know about that? And even if you had an inkling of that, how would you know how critical that issue? How many people are getting impacted by that issue? All of that is again a nightmare. So in a real business scenario, when you have a real application serving real customers who are paying you for your service, if you have them encounter these kind of issues, then it's going to leave a negative impact on them. If this was a paid service that I'm providing to somebody, and if they come in and try to use it, and this is interrupting their process, so it is important for me as the app creator or the business owner to know that when these kind of issues happen, I know that immediately. And that is where it all starts. So with Qualetics, what you can do is you can embed our API into the application directly, and it'll start monitoring all activities on the application. It'll start understanding how your application performs, what are the important places, what are the not so important places. And whenever it sees that the user is encountering an error, it is going to capture that error, assign a priority to it or severity to it, and then report it in the dashboard. Okay. So what I've shown you is a simple application. Similarly, we have the Qualetics API running on our website, on different applications, on several demo applications. Let me go to the platform itself now. So every Qualetics customer, because this is data related, every Qualetics customer is going to get a dedicated account, a dedicated setup for their application and for their database. So every individual customers, regardless of whether they're using a free plan or a paid plan or a startup plan or a lifetime deal, gets their own individual account, because we give extreme importance to data privacy. So you get your own account provision, your own domain provision for your account. So in this case, what I've done is this is connected to a dummy account that I've created. So I will go to
So as you explain this model, right? So how could you explain it to in the layman language, like why the importance of AI into the businesses?
Um, because if you're a, let's say if you're a one person company that is providing some service to customers, and let's say as long as you're dealing with one or two customers, it is fine. You know what they are going through, how they're experiencing your product. But once you start going beyond that, once you start scaling your product, you add more customers to your product, more users to your product, the number of variations in their usage will keep changing. And many of us are coming from the software development field itself, right? So we all know that when we are developing it, in our development environment, and we are doing our testing with our with our QA team, we'll find some scenarios and we'll test for those scenarios, we'll design for those scenarios. But once that goes out into the market, into the customer's hands, you'll have 100 customers using your product, and each of those 100 customers will use it differently. You can't anticipate what they're doing. And in order to help them, or in order to identify what all issues they are having, is not a scalable setup. Like your team still, like when you launch a product, you might be a 4-member team, and people and you might be launching it for a few customers, and let's say suddenly the product takes off and it starts going to hundreds of customers. You're still that 4-member team that is trying to support hundreds of customers. How would you scale up your team's capabilities to make sure that you are paying attention to the most important issues or the critical issues that your customers are facing? That's where AI comes into picture, where it can help you scale your human capabilities at a technological level using AI. So instead of, it's almost the equivalent of you being present in front of every customer, understanding what they're doing, observing what they're doing, and then whenever they have an issue, if you're able to jump in and help them, that would be ideal, right? But you can't replicate yourself to be hundreds, in front of hundreds of customers. That's where AI comes in, where you can say that this AI program is running in front of all those hundreds of customers, and whenever they're encountering issues, the AI program is able to capture that and come back and tell you that, okay, these are the issues, this is the criticality, this many number of users are impacted, let's take some action. And that's where the proactive customer success comes into picture, where we go in and enable businesses to proactively support their customers and support their customer success. And this is what I've given you as an example, is just one use case of AI. There are several use cases of AI. Like, for example, sentiment analysis. Let's say you have a very popular app that supports users viewing content, like let's for example YouTube. And on internet, people are usually free to express their opinions. Sometimes they express some negative opinions also. If you as an app creator want to control what's happening there, you can't again have hundreds of people watching what people are typing in or moderating what people are typing in. That's where something like AI sentiment analysis or emotion analysis or abusive language detector comes into picture and can identify that and alert you whenever that happens, so that you can jump in and take action, or you can put in controls to prevent that kind of behavior. So that's where AI plays a very crucial role.
Okay. So for example, if I'm a small business owner, or I'm running one e-commerce site, right? So how Qualetics will help me out to have the better analytics? How Qualetics will help me out to improve? So if you just shed some light on it, that would be great.
Sure. So an e-commerce website or app is a very good example, because you have a site where you have several products that you want people to buy. Now, when you're putting those products on the site, you may not know which of those products would be a hit or which one of those would be a flop or a not so big hit. You won't know until you put that in front of the customer. And how would you know? Let's say a customer takes particular liking to a product, but they're not able to proceed further because of some issue, or they're not able to proceed further because they don't see something there. That is where our platform can come in and help you by embedding our platform, our API, into your e-commerce app. It'll tell you exactly how people are navigating to your application. Before they even start to buy a product, people browse a lot on a e-commerce store. It'll tell you what type of products people are browsing for, what type of products are people searching for, what kind of keywords are they putting in, all of these things. This is all data that is can be collected from your application. Sure, people might put in something in Google search, and Google search will send them to your website. But once they're on your website, your website doesn't have access to what the search terms are on Google. Google will generally tell you that people search for mobile phones, but it won't tell you which user search for mobile phones. But once a
Right.
user is on your application, on your e-commerce store, and let's say Swapnil, is on my e-commerce store, and then you are searching for the latest Apple iPhone or Samsung mobile app, because I know that it is Swapnil, and and you are searching for Apple iPhone or Samsung phone. I can create a personalized experience for you. But the first step for doing that is I need to know that you are searching for a certain product, or a group of a certain demographic of users are searching for certain products. All of this data you cannot depend on Google, or you cannot depend on any other provider out there, because it is they are collecting all the data, is their data. You need to be having as a small business owner who has a potential for growing big. You need to be collecting all this data for yourself, for your analysis. And that's where Qualetics can come and help you by providing you with all of the mechanisms that are there to to uh, capture the data, and analyze the data. And I see one question here. Can I respond to that, Swapnil? You're on mute, Swapnil, or your audio is gone.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so we are getting one question from YouTube. So Salman is asking, let me show that on the screen.
Mhm.
Okay, so Salman is asking, how do you prevent PII data being restored?
Being stored, yes. So excellent question, Salman. That should be on the top of your mind. So Qualetics by design does not capture any kind of PII data. What we are providing you is with simply a mechanism to capture data. What data gets captured is completely in your control. If you look at our SDK instructions documentation that we provide you with all the basic integration steps, where it says what are the things that you need to provide as part of a connection. And and it can be something as simple as a random ID. As I was explaining earlier, the example of Swapnil. Now, let's say Swapnil has an ID of ID 154. That's enough, right? Because what we are trying to do is we are trying to create segmentation of users. We don't need to know the exact information of the users, especially for analytics. This is not a transactional store where you need to know exactly who the user is. This is an analytical data store where we are trying to identify trends and patterns. So PII data is not collected at all, and you are in full control of what information that you want to share. So if you want to share Swapnil's name, fine, go ahead. If you don't want to share Swapnil's name and just want to send an ID for the sake of creating distinction between users, that is also fine. So that's how we control the limitation of capturing PII data. In addition to that, there could be times when somebody it may not pay enough attention and may send an email address, or they may send a phone number or date of birth or something. When that happens, our platform automatically masks that information and scrubs that information from being stored. Scrub is not the right word, but mask the information so that it obscures whatever text is entered, even by accident. Because using regular expressions or using standard definitions, we can mask out all that text, and then all you see in the platform, in the database, is a bunch of random characters. So even if somebody doesn't pay attention and send that information, our platform takes the precaution to mask that information and obfuscate that information in the database. So these are all the precautions that we have for PII especially.
I hope that answers your question, Salman. And Salman, do not forget to check it out, the lifetime deal of Qualetics, which is running on pitchground.com. Just head over to pitchground.com/product/Qualetics, and you will see this product is listed on a lifetime deal, because And one more thing that I would like to tell you that we are offering a 10% discount if you are buying right now, okay, within 2-3 hours. So the coupon code is valid. You'll be getting 10% discount. I've already pasted that coupon code inside the YouTube comment, so you can get it from there. And if you have any questions related to the plans and pricing or the product, you can ask your questions. You can reach out to our support at the rate pitchground.com, and we would love to help you out in terms of any queries that you have regards to the lifetime deal that we are offering. Yeah, and Sumant, next question that I would like to ask you is that most of the people are not tracking their data, right?
Mhm.
And sometimes they just rely on, you know, Google Analytics, and they feel like, okay, so we are tracking everything, and we have everything in a bucket. We can analyze the data, and based on that data we can take the further measurements or curate the marketing activities. So how you can differentiate the Google Analytics, because a lot of questions are coming in that sense. People are asking me in DM like, Swapnil, I have the Google Analytics, and then the newer version of the Google Analytics, that is GA4. Why should I buy, or why should I go for the Qualetics AI platform? So
Mhm.
yeah.
Definitely. So Google by default provides you with activity tracking web pages. So Google works very well for your public website. Um, uh, by simply activating it, you can tell which region people are coming from and what are um, Oh, I'm looking at the comment from Salman. Yes, so names are hard to remove, Salman, but names typically are by themselves not considered PII, especially the first name, for example. And again, like let's say even if somebody submits information, this data is stored in your own database. Um, it is dedicated, as I was explaining earlier. Every customer of Qualetics has their own database. So as long as they're a customer of data of Qualetics, it is their data. And if they decide to move on to a different service, or if they want to create your own analytics setup, then they will take that data with them. So this is all we have enough precautions set up in the system to filter out and obfuscate all information. But if something like this happens where people are sending their names, then yes, then there's a little bit of um, this precaution that the data controller or the data creator has to take, and then also you have the control to, like, if you want to, as soon as you start sending that, for example, as you are the administrator, you will also see that information coming through in the platform. So that is another way for you to verify and validate what information is coming over. And if you see that you want to stop it, then you are in full control to stop it. What we would like to emphasize is that we by default do not track, store, and capture any kind of PII from our platform by default.
I hope that answers to your question, Salman. And can we just move back to the previous discussion that how you can differentiate Google Analytics versus Qualetics?
Yeah. So with Google Analytics, what it does very well is tracking your website activity, telling you where people are landing, where people are coming from, what kind of what kind of uh, you know,
Devices,
conversion.
country, yeah,
Yeah,
conversions,
exactly.
everything.
But once you want to go beyond that, once you want to see exactly, okay, I've seen that. Okay, let's say Sahil comes to my website, and they go through some pages, and then suddenly they've decided to go somewhere else. I don't know what exactly happened for Sahil to move away from our website. And especially Google works very well with websites, but if you shift our focus to software applications which are much more complex than typical websites, where you have a login, you have different functionality within the software application. There could be like 10 different functionalities within the software application pages. Now, that is where Google Analytics starts falling short. If you want to configure all of that, you have to create uh, a huge amount of configuration options within Google Analytics, and then be able to track it. But at the same time, even after doing all of this, you're simply adding to Google's database. You are just helping Google improve its algorithm. this is in no way helping you improve your own data warehouse or your own data lake. So that is something that I know smaller businesses don't pay much attention to. But today, if you look at the startup ecosystem, everything starts small. You have to be in control of your data right from the very beginning, and that's what we are enabling. We are saying that you don't have to have a huge analytical system, or you don't have to have like millions of users to think about analytics. You can start doing that right from your development phase itself by simply plugging in and starting to create your own development setup. In fact, we actually helped one startup that's based in Cyprus. They launched early this year, and they were looking at different solutions. Google Analytics was one of them, and they were looking at options, and we helped them implement our platform into their product, and they were able to use it right from the development stage to their MVP stage and to their go live stage. At the whole time they were using Qualetics, they were able to understand how Qualetics was helping them identify user behavior patterns and trends. And with that, with each successive release, they improved it. And right now, they started early this year, but their valuation is now 4 or 5 times of what they were at the beginning of the year, simply because of the power of data. Again, here um, the founders of the company also did a very good job of keeping track of what is happening. They every week diligently they took reports out of the platform. They showed it to the investors. The investors are very happy, and they wherever they saw issues with user behavior, they took that and then they improved their product. This is something that you simply cannot do with Google Analytics. For example, if you want to understand your visitor activity, if you want to understand your software activity, if you want to keep track of your own data, if you want to understand what kind of issues your software is having, and then if you also want to incorporate AI, if you want to build a base for AI, you will need at least 4 to 5 platforms that I can think of, not just Google Analytics.
Right.
You will need at least 4 of the products that can bump up your bill to thousands of dollars, and that's huge for a small startup, or a software small business company. And that's exactly what we told the startup that's based in Cyprus, and they were able to just not use any of those software, and for a fraction of the cost, use Qualetics, and then get the most benefit out of it. I would say that it's not just Google Analytics. We are a replacement for other products also. You have bug tracking software, you have data streaming software, you have AI platforms, the data warehouses. We are a solution and an alternative for all of this, basically.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks for clearing out the doubts of many, because a lot of people, a lot of community members were asking the same question that, as I told you, like I have the GA, right? I'm using GA and GA4, right? Why should I use Qualetics? Because Qualetics is giving you the unfolded data, which Google Analytics doesn't gives you, right? You just get the surface data, but if you want to check it out, the what is happening inside your app, right, then you need a AI platform or the machine learning capabilities of the Qualetics, wherein you get all the insights. And one more important point that you said, I just wanted to reiterate that. uh, for example, if let me connect the dots. Okay. If your customer is, if you're doing SEO, right, and
Mhm.
your website or the blog is ranking for one of the keyword, right, and on the Google Analytics you're just getting to know that how many people are came through that keyword, right, but on your platform, for example, I'm running a website, right, and Sahil came on my platform, right, and whether he searched that query on my platform or not, and if I want to increase the better user experience for Sahil, for example, he's searching for a t-shirt, right, I'm running a shop of wherein I'm selling t-shirts and other merch products, right, so where I can literally go deep dive into it, and I can offer a discount to Sahil, wherein he I can upsell the product, other products as well. So based on that query, I can uh, you know I'm not getting a proper word to explain it, but hope you understand what I'm trying to say it here, right? So that kind of information that you're getting out of Qualetics, wherein Google Analytics will just give you that how many hits that you got it for that keyword, but whether your which customer of yours, right, which visitors of yours have searched that query inside your platform, right? That's the main important thing that you would like to know, and the Qualetics comes into picture, which gives you that information wherein you can curate your user experience, you can upsell, downsell, you can offer discount coupon codes, you can do lot of things with that data. Yeah, so that's the important point that I wanted to just reiterate. Over to you, Sumant.
Let me show you an example of that also. Exactly that example, right?
Awesome, awesome. Yeah.
So I showed you this interface earlier, right? Sorry, this interface earlier, where
Your
where I
screen is not visible. Could you please reshare it?
oh sorry.
Yeah.
Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, it's visible.
So I was showing you this interface earlier, where you have a dummy experience here where somebody is coming and searching for stuff here. Now taking the same thing with an e-commerce example. Earlier, when I was like setting up some test data, here's what the data that is processed, right? So this is the data that is captured from from this application here. I have a user called John, or John Rambo, basically, who's searching for arrows, right? So you can see that we are capturing the search string, we are capturing what is the functionality, we are capturing what is the predicted value from the platform backend. We are also giving the confidence score of this. This is all data that is captured. This is the granularity of data that you can capture. Again, this is all again like within your control. In this particular case, I went in and added all the event handlers for capturing this data, at this code module level. So because of that, I'm able to capture this data. So I know that John at early this morning went in and used search code, the functionality and search for arrows. Now imagine this being an e-commerce store, right? In the e-commerce stores, you have people searching for different things. Let's say you want to pay a particular attention to people searching for phones or any kind of thing. That is where our subscription feature comes into picture, where you can go in and you can put in different kinds of conditions here, different kinds of terms here, and then say whatever the let's say the top 10, right? In the top 10, you can say, or the search string, let's say if this is the case, contains arrows, right? If I say this and I subscribe to it, then that is subscribed. And then you will see that that is a live subscription here, search string like arrows. Now, the next time John comes to this application and searches for arrows, I will get notified that John here is searching for arrows, or anybody else is searching for arrows. I can add more conditions to this also. By default, the subscriptions that we create are active for 1 full week, and once they're throughout that week, no matter how many times that a subscription gets triggered or gets satisfied, we get an alert. And after that 1 week, it is satisfied, and then at that point you can create another subscription if you want. And when it is completed, it will say completed satisfied, which means that there were matches to the subscription. If they are not matched, it'll look like this: completed, not satisfied. We are going to be launching a feature soon where you can create a permanent subscription, but it is going to be only available for higher plans, because a permanent subscription could be something that that can take up a lot of processing power. If let's say suddenly thousands of users start creating subscriptions, that will create a load on the platform. So that is something that is going to be available for higher plans. But for all the lower level plans, we will have the subscription feature to cater to exactly that kind of scenario that you mentioned, Swapnil, where you want to personalize information for your customers. So when people are coming to your platform and searching for different kinds of products, you want to immediately take action on them. So something that Amazon does, where you go and search for something and then suddenly you start getting emails about that product, you can also do as a small business owner, where you can get notified, get informed about what users are doing on your platform or what are they searching for, and then provide them with a better experience.
This is absolute dope, literally. Literally. So there are so many things that you can do with that data, right? You can personally curate the marketing activities. You can create the ads based on that, right? Like Amazon is doing, right? For example, if you search any product on Amazon, right, they keep on chasing you wherever you go, right? The same that you can achieve with this kind of data, when you know that Swapnil has visited your website and he searched for the iPhone, you can literally chase Swapnil everywhere, right? So
Exactly.
that is what you can achieve with this kind of level of data, this kind of insights, right? Yeah. Over to
Yeah.
you, Sumant.
Yeah. I mean, probably not chase Swapnil everywhere, but at least like give options to Swapnil so that he can, feel that it's his personalized service. So
Yeah, yeah.
we don't support condone or we don't support or condone stalking. So so please don't use it for that purpose. Um,
Right, right.
and then so this is the interface where, as I was saying earlier, like this is the interface where you can see the issues that people are having when they are when they're like using this platform. So if you can see here, this is the sequence of steps that John followed when he was trying to use the application, and it'll show you like the sequence of steps from where they started to where they encountered an error. And again, if you go to the analyze tab, it'll tell you exactly like what they were doing and where they encountered an exception. So if you can see here, they clicked on this, and that's where the error happened. You'll get the exact error also. Invalid search input, right? So this tells you, like, if you're a software developer, I was a software developer, for a very long time. So we develop software, we publish the software, and we put it in the hands of customers, and then they start using it, they encounter problems, and sometimes all we get is like, your software is not working. We don't get any information on like what happened, where, why, what were they doing, all those things. As a software developer, for me, this information is gold, because I know exactly what this guy was doing and what sequence he was following, and what kind of inputs they used, and what is the error that triggered. This is, as a software developer, this is sometimes this can be a whole day's worth of work. So a fraction of the cost that you put in, for the Qualetics platform as part of the lifetime deal, you are recovering the cost of time that is invested by your developers. So the software is paying for itself right from the very first bug it encounters. Imagine that if, let's say, a software developer spends 4 hours investigating that bug, well, you've recovered your cost, whatever you put into the platform. So that is the value for money when you're talking about software quality analytics or anything. And let's say, the example that we were talking about earlier, where you are able to identify what somebody was searching for on your platform. Now, the cost of maybe that product is exactly what they're looking for, but it's not showing up on your website. But let's say you were able to connect with that customer and say, okay, I can get you that product. Now, that sale itself is worth the cost of the platform, of the lifetime deal. So when you think of it like that, this is excellent value for money, because you can save costs, you can earn revenue, you can provide a better customer experience to your customers. All of those things, can be possible with this platform. But it starts with the first step that you take. You have to take action. You have to take the initiative to integrate, to analyze, to configure the platform, start the data collection, and then start giving the benefits. So I would say that a small amount of effort is needed initially, but once you do that, then the platform will start going to provide you with all the benefits that you can get.
Awesome. So one more question is coming from Salman. So he's asking like, where is data processed? Do you comply with GDPR?
The data is processed in US currently. So we have a database. Our primary database is set up in US, and we have the capability to set up uh, the data stores in India and other EU regions also. So our platform does support that. But we offer that for higher level plans or custom plans or enterprise plans where they want it dedicated. Let's say they want it only on EU data store. Then we configure it so that the data stores get stored in the EU region. For the lifetime deals that are on PitchGround, all of this data gets stored in the United States data centers. And then as far as GDPR is concerned, GDPR specifically mentions that any no PII data can cross national boundaries. So as long as we are making sure that the PII data is scrubbed with the regular expressions, and the user is taking precautions, then the platform is compliant with GDPR.
Awesome. Thank you. And guys, yes, we are running a lifetime deal on a pitchground.com. Do not forget to check it out. This insane product, right? Because as we are explaining you since the webinar, right, that it's an enterprise grade software that the big companies are using, like big e-commerce companies. Take the example of Amazon or Google or the Facebook. This kind of companies are using this level of analytics, wherein with the simple sorry with the fraction of cost you can use Qualetics with your platform as well, because we are running a lifetime deal on pitchground.com. Just head over to pitchground.com and you will see the Qualetics is listed over there. You just have to pay one time fee, and the plan starts with $49 for lifetime, then $98 for lifetime, $147 for lifetime, $196 for lifetime. So these are the four plans that we have: plan A, plan B, plan C, and plan D. So as per your usability, as per your requirements, you can go and buy these plans. And yes, one more thing that I would like to tell you, that we are running a 10% discount if you are willing to buy Qualetics right now. So we can offer you a 10% discount, which I'm already showcasing on the live stream, so you can see the discount coupon code is there. So just take the advantage of this discount. You will save 10% on your purchase. So whatever products that you're buying from PitchGround right now, you'll be getting a 10% discount. And this discount is valid for few hours from now. So just don't think, grab your Qualetics lifetime deal today, because you are missing out on a data driven data driven tools which can really uplift your revenue by 10 to 20% with the help of Qualetics and its enabling feature of analytics and different mechanism that they're using to populate your data, right? So just grab your product. If you have any questions related to the plans and pricing, you can simply write to our support at thatpitchground.com. And if you have any questions related to the product, then you can reach out to Qualetics team. They would love to help you out, and they will love to give you the demonstration of the tool. And you can refer to the previous streams that we had. You can refer to the previous webinars as well, right, wherein we have explained each and every feature of Qualetics, how it can help you, what kind of data you can get it from the Qualetics, and what kind of insights that you can use it for your business and the customer success improvements. So a lot of things that we have discussed, you can just refer to all of those videos. And still, if you have any questions, you can simply reach out to us. And that's it from my end. Do you want to add anything, Sumant?
I know we are running out of time, but I think there's a lot more that we haven't covered yet. So, but I hope we can cover that in our next session next week. But the main thing I want to talk about is briefly that we only talked about software quality analytics. But if you look at, we offer product analytics, which is telling you how people are using a platform, how much time they're spending, which parts of your application are performing, better than others or worse than others. So this is the performance analytics. We can help you track your user locations. We can help you track your user activity. For example, here this is a documentation site. But just by looking at this, we know that our JavaScript and Android sections are the heaviest used and where people are seeing the most. And then we can even understand, for let's say you're a startup, you can understand your user growth patterns. This is just the tip of the iceberg, what you can do with it. There's a lot more that we can cover. We are also developing insights about user engagement, telling you exactly which of your users are heavily engaged, what are they doing, why are they engaged the most. And if you're a B2B company, we can also tell you, which customers of yours are heavy users or heavily engaged with the platform. This goes beyond simply tracking their logins and logouts. This goes beyond that, where we can actually tell you what are they specifically doing that is increasing their score, and that score is eventually important for you to correctly engage with the customer. If you just engage with somebody that's just logging more times than others, compared to somebody that's actually doing meaningful actions in your site, then you're losing that context. So we help you identify that. And coming back to the deals that Swapnil mentioned, even if you go for the highest deal that we're offering, which is the 196 for a lifetime, the first time that you encounter a bug that you can solve with Qualetics, or the first time that you can identify a particular user's behavior and sell them a better product, or you create a new channel for revenue based on the activity that you're seeing here, you've already made your money, you already recovered your cost, and then from that point on, whatever thing, the platform is helping you generate revenue from your product with the help of data. So I think everybody should look at it from that angle, and how you can use the power of data and AI to improve your product, your customers' experience, and your revenue potential in your bottom line.
Yeah, I was about to say that. For example, if you're running an e-commerce store, right, and your one of your customer has added the product's worth of $500 in the cart, right, but suddenly he just left out,
Mhm.
right, and by seeing the Google Analytics data, you just okay, so the user came, he just left out, right, but
Mhm.
you don't know why he left out, right, why he quit that checkout process, right, so there you are losing your money, right, so that's the reason you need a platform like Qualetics, wherein Qualetics will tell you why that user has left out from that checkout process. He added the product because he wanted to buy it, right, he has that intention that he wanted to buy, he added that product, he were on the checkout process on the payment page, right, but suddenly something happened, like some of the bugs, right, or anything we can predict, right, the tech is there, miss out, bugs are the part and the piece of the tech, right, so anything can be happen, but with the help of Qualetics you can literally identify what was the issue, right, and you can reach out to that customer, right, you can reach out to that customer, and you can offer a discount, so you can do a lot of things. So the point is here, what I wanted to emphasize is on, you get the insightful information which tells you why that user has left out the checkout process. So if we take this example, you're losing out $500, right, and the deal is, the top plan is just 197, 197, sorry, 196 for lifetime. So if you just compare it, you're just saving your cost within a one sale, right? And after onwards, you can save a lot of money with the help of Qualetics, because Qualetics will tell you what's going wrong with your app, what's going wrong with your customer success, what's going wrong with your checkout processes, what's going wrong with your app or the website, right? So this is the thing. Uh, this is the thing that you want to understand it first, where you are losing your money, right? Until and unless you won't realize that where you are losing your money, you'll not realize the use, you'll not realize the need of the AI which should be implemented in your business or the app, right? So let me just quickly cover some of the important points before we wrap up, that why you should use or why you should choose Qualitex in your business, in your app, and whatever SaaS. If you have the SaaS platform, right? Why should you use Qualitex in your businesses, right? Because it using a self-learning algorithm which performs uh, the platform analyze all the activity and informs the customer proactively when user experiences issues to improve engagement and prevent churn, right? The example that I gave you right now, and it gives you everything on a single centralized platform, so that you will have everything in place. For example, if you have multiple websites, if you have multiple apps, So everything is on a single platform. You don't have to run for multiple platforms or the multiple tools to get their data and extract the data or that information, right? It helps inform the customer and their uh, customers about how their app and how their apps are performing. We can take the same example, right? Why that customer has uh, uh, turned off or just went off from that checkout process. It gives you that data, right? And who is using their app, everything you get it. You can just there is lot to cover because it's an ocean of analytics, right? The Qualetics is the ocean of analytics. You get a lot of data. If we start talking, we can we can literally talk for 5 6 hours because you can see it's been 50 minutes we're just talking and we have just covered 10% of what Qualetics does. So that is a huge data machines and data learnings, insightful information that you're gonna get it from the Qualetics. So that's it from my end, guys. Do not forget to check it out, the lifetime deal. As I told you, we are running a 10% discount coupon code. Just take advantage of that offer. The offer is remain for few hours from now, I can say the 15 hours from now. So just take advantage of that deal and do not forget to grab your lifetime license of this enterprise grade software that is Qualetics. And that's it from my end. Do you want to add before we wrap up, Sumant and Sahil?
Just one quick thing, Swapnil, thank you, is that our lifetime deal is also going to come to an end pretty soon in a few weeks on PitchGround. So please don't wait for too long. Please don't hesitate. Um, go forward and get that deal. And if you have any questions, we are always there. I have not only me and Sahil, we have other team members also that will jump in and help. If you have questions about integrations, if you have questions about onboarding, about what kind of technology can be used, just simply reach out to us or post on the Facebook PitchGround channel, and we'll be happy to respond. And also, if there is a technology that you work with, or if there is a framework that you use, like something like WordPress or Bubble, for example, if that's something that you're using and you feel like you can use it there, let us know. We already have a plugin for WordPress. We are looking at a plugin for Bubble, and but if there's enough demand, we are going to create a plugin for Bubble also. So if there is something out there that you use for creating your app, just simply let us know, and then we'll look into it. That's it from me.
Awesome. And one more point that I wanted to bring it over here, that if you're tracking data with the help of Google Analytics, and if the Google Analytics shutdowns or you shutdowns your app or website, you'll not get that data, right? But with the Qualetics, the data is yours. The ownership is yours, right? You can simply move that data, you can simply extract that data, and you can use it. So that's the ownership that we are offering with this deal. And the data, if you're not tracking data, you're simply losing out your money, right? So that we have already talked in the previous webinar that we had. So just start tracking your data with the help of Qualetics. That's it. I would like to emphasize on it because this is a different platform. You just go and simply take a trial and see the in depth of what Qualetics can be. What Qualetics can do for you. I don't know what is happening today. Slip of tongue. Sorry for that. And that's it from my side, guys. Just head over to pitchground.com and grab your lifetime deal today. And thank you so much, Sahil and Suman, for taking your precious time out and sharing some valuable information and how Qualetics can be helpful, driving the revenue by 10 to 20% with the help of analytics and the AI. Thanks for showing us, and thanks for making understanding us, making sorry, again, I don't know what is happening today. I'm just overwhelmed with something. That's a personal thing. Okay, let it be. Okay, so just go to the pitchground.com and grab your lifetime deal today. And thank you so much for everyone for tuning in. We'll be seeing you in the next live event of the webinar. Till the time, take care, be happy. And as like Suman said, the deal is gonna end within few weeks. So if you're on the fence, do not forget to reach out to us, reach out to Qualetics team. If you have any questions related to the platform or the plans and the pricing, would love to solve all the questions. And if you haven't joined the community of Qualetics. They have the official community. You can join their community. Sahil, you can just share that URL inside the live stream. That would be great, so that people can
Yeah.
join your community. And if they have any questions, they can simply ask you there. And that's it. So with that note, guys, we are wrapping up this beautiful session, and do not forget to register for the upcoming webinar with the Qualetics guys, wherein we are going to dive in depth into the platform, and we'll show you different analytics, different use cases, and a hell lot of things that we are going to have in the next and the upcoming webinar. So do and go register. We'll be publishing the dates for the upcoming webinars as well. So stay tuned, keep watching us, and till the time, take care, be happy, and keep improving 1% every day. Have a good day, all, and start tracking your data with the help of Qualetics. Have a good day, all.
Yeah. And Swapnil, I've just sent the link.
Okay,
So,
let me
yep.
share that. Okay, so that we should not miss out. Okay, here you go, guys. This is the official community of Qualetics, so that you can join in, and you can see how these guys are working. They are very good. They have they are capable enough to you know to drive your business, to drive your uh, what I can say, the sales, because Qualetics will help you to generate more sales with the help of insightful information. With that note, we are wrapping up this session. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. We'll be seeing you in the next webinar. Have a good day, all.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks, everyone.
Swapnil. Yeah. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.